So it is a bit of a fight, and you're going to take this class, and it's either going to be kind of like, just sort of like, hey, good to know, nice introduction, I learned a few things, and now let me go do something else. And then the other choice you have is like, wow, this is something I'm interested in, I want to learn it, and I want to know it. And so if that's the route you go, you want to learn it, you want to know it, there's a lot to know. There's a lot of different frameworks out there and a lot of different stacks, meaning how you decide to build your web app. You could use different languages, different technologies, and but it's a bit of a fight, and there's a fair amount to know. So it is, if you are experiencing some frustration, or if you're experiencing like, whoa, a little bit of overwhelm, perfect. That's totally par for the course, and I just want to reassure all of you that we're going to do everything we can not to leave anybody behind. So if you do the work, we'll learn it together. And it is kind of like just dropping into a jungle somewhere and saying, all right, let's break a trail and start going somewhere. I mean, there's like a bunch of different pieces, and you have to sort of find your way through all the material, right? Because you're learning HTML and CSS. It's like I've thrown a big chunk at you with that. And then you're also learning the Go programming language. How does this language work? I've thrown a big chunk at you with that. And it's like, okay, now let's start doing web stuff with, Go. And, so, I mean, like, that's a lot. It's a lot. And so, but just, so the two things I want to convey is just to sort of, like, reaffirm, like, okay, totally normal, great. It is a fight. We're going to fight it together. We're all in this journey together. And then two, we're going to bring as many people as long as we can. If you're doing the work, you're going to be able to succeed. So just keep working at it. And then three, I don't know what three is, but that's the general sentiment, right?
I have a question. So on your syllabus, you talk about the Google App Engine. Are you talking about that?
Yeah, we're absolutely going to get into App Engine, and that's coming soon. So I fight as hard as I can fight. I mean, like I've got things on my plate, and I try to do as much as I can do to help all y'all. And so to that end, in the syllabus, let me just make sure I have a link there. We have a link here, gradebook and homework list, course lectures. So there's a link to course lectures. And it's going to take me right here. And so I'm starting to put these lectures together. And the class lectures are in here. But then these ones with numbers before them are going to be the standalone lectures, which I'll eventually put onto Udemy. And so this one right in. And this stuff is great because I get home, like it's one thing when it's live, right? Like that's why like some musicians, they get on stage and they're like, we're just going to lip sync. We'll play the track and that way it'll screw up any mistakes or it'll cover it, And so it's one thing to present in person and be able just to nail it. It's another thing when I'm at home and I've got an hour to reflect on this concept, which takes 10 minutes to present, and think about all the nuances and then record it and then watch it and be like, did I get that right? I got that thing. I used the wrong word there. Let me go back and do it again. So these lectures are a little bit more condensed and to the point. I don't know what the analogy is. I'm no expert on this stuff either. I'm only a year new to this language, and I'm getting back into the web game after, I've been going at it for about 2 to 3 years now. But, I dropped out of web in 2005. I was out for like a decade or 8 years. And so I'm getting back in it too. So I'm no black belt expert. I'm more like brown belt at this level. All right. So I just want to let you know that this resource is here. And this video right here, templates, using templates and documentation and parsing templates, those two videos are pretty great. So they're going to show you a lot about how interfaces work. That's the 19-minute video, like how interfaces work and kind of like going through and just looking at each piece. So take a look at that stuff, and that should help you out if you're struggling a little bit. All right, couple of things. How many people show hands? We needed 11 of you to swap. Cool, that makes it bigger. So this was from Lynette. Lynette's the secretary of CompSci, and she said, CSci 130 lab and room, McKee-Fisk 28 has a overcapacity of students. 11 of you will need to swap lab room to that one section, this, through that ASAP. How many people did that? All right, so we're not doing anything until I see 11 hands of people who are going to commit to doing it. So if you're going to commit to doing it, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Question, not a pricing.
Question.
I attempted to try to do it.
Yeah.
But like when I get to the swapping part, like it says to choose a section, but it won't let you proceed.
Exactly.
So,
The website's blocked.
yeah, so we're stuck.
Okay, so please advise Lynette. Let's do this just right now and get it done with.
Gotta love the system.
There we go.
Yeah, they've got it. They've got the section set up for same time, just the next room over. So I think they know we're all staying out still in here, but can't officially get it in here.
There we go. All right, we're done with that. We'll see what she says. Done with that. And I had somebody contact me. They want a tutor to learn Go. They could pay $8 an hour. It'd be remote tutoring, so that could reinforce your learning. For people who have more experience, if you want $8 an hour and just to help somebody out. If not, that's fine. I suggested 15. They were like, "What? The guy sounds like he's some gangster kid back in Chicago who wants to learn how to code." You know, so it could be kind of a nice opportunity to mentor somebody.
Did the person who wanted to be tutored, if I heard correctly, mention how many hours a week they wanted?
I have no idea. I think it'd be a couple hours.
That
you
would
know,
be,
like 2 hours. Help me out. I'm stuck on this stuff.
if anyone's a bit like me, that would be the big kicker on that.
Sure.
A few hours remote, that's not a problem, but 8, 9, 10 hours a week, that becomes a problem very quickly.
All right, cool. So you want me to pass your email along to the kid? All right, I'll pass it along. And JJ, I need to speak with you. You're a teaching assistant now, and I gotta talk to you about something after class. Just remind me. Somebody posted on the gradebook, this isn't very secure. Maybe there should be trusted, something like that. I know the gradebook's not secure, right? It's totally, different way of doing things. That's innovation, and so we're innovating more towards the approach of let's trust people. We're innovating, we're deviating from more of the social norm of CYA, have all your legal crap in place, don't trust anybody, checks and balances. We're like going back to old school country. Like, you say you're going to do it, you're going to do it. I'm a man of my word. I trust you to do what you say you're going to do and to act with integrity. You don't, I'll go get my 6-shooter. Back Old West style. I won't actually get my 6-shooter. I'll just be like, whatever. Somebody else might do that for you later in life. It happens with people who don't act with integrity.
And if you have problems with the idea of just trusting, also keep in mind, just like GitHub, Google records everything that has been changed from who changed it. So you can't just change anything.
Yeah, thank you. There is that, that then we get the posse out after you and get up on our horses. And do you guys all understand what Alan said? It's all tracked, any changes you make to it. Is there growth without growing pains? We kind of spoke to that. Is Jose H here? All right, dude, I got to talk to you after class. So let's chat after class. Anybody have questions? Cool, you ready to learn some stuff? All right, so that's the preamble. I'm just going to stop this video because probably not everybody